All right, gang. Don't know if anybody's made it on yet since we're just getting started here, but hello, hello, hello. It's a Wednesday, and gonna work on Dogtown just a little bit here. So, hope you guys enjoyed the how to make a field video. That was fun to make. Still probably got some clumps to pick out of the dirt, but in general, I'm not unhappy with the clumps. As I said in the video, the gumbo ground where we are comes up clumpy when you work it, especially if you work it a little bit wet. So that turned out pretty good, I think. Anyway, I'm really happy with it. And now we're going to work on another part here of the display. And you might be wondering what this is all about, and I'll show you in just a bit. So this will be some ground cover. So I've actually just kind of made a simple contraption, and I'll probably, who knows if I'll have this sort of mixed up by the end of the night. Probably not. It takes a while, and I'm not going to sit here all night and grind up this stuff, but the ideal thing is to use a blender or a food processor, but I don't have one of those handy, so you just use what you got, basically. So I'm going to try, and I'll show you what's going on here. So just past these trees, and I'll move the camera when I get to that point. I want to start detailing out this, what I call the little triangle field area. And so that means putting down some ground cover like this. I'm going to put down a little pull-apart static grass, and I actually ordered more pull-apart static grass. It's unfortunately not here yet. But that's okay, because I don't really need it for where I'm working today. So, and then I've got a couple other little things I think I'm going to try over here, and we'll see if they work or not. And if they don't, then we'll do something else or nothing at all. Who knows? So, hello, everybody. What's up, Jennifer? What's up, Evan? What's up, Landon? How y'all doing? So this lead situation is crushing up slow. I should have started this, I don't know, a few hours ago. Could have been doing it while I was eating dinner or watching TV or something. And the bottom is going to have plenty, I think, for me to work with, because I don't need a ton. I mean, you can see it's already getting smaller. You don't necessarily need a whole bunch here, but I do need some for what I'm going to do. Anybody working on anything tonight? Anything fun in particular? Hey, my neighbor quit mowing. My neighbor hasn't mowed in like 3 weeks. And then I went live, and he decided to start mowing, but I hear his mower shut off, so that's a good thing right there. What's up, Jax? Oh, I have not had too much toy time here for the last several days, so I have not gotten much headway on any projects I'm working on, unfortunately. But that is life sometimes. Working on a Wilmar spreader, sweet. Painting a shed, nice. It rained in the barn leaks. Ugh. Yeah, we actually, it's kind of looks like there's a small storm moving north of here. I can see out my window above my display, and I don't know. It's kind of dark to the north there. I noticed earlier when I came in, there was definitely some rain off to the west, but I looked on the radar and it's just like one little cell, so didn't look too impressive. Which there wasn't even a chance of rain today, so I guess whatever. Sheds, more sheds, and then some more sheds. Well, sounds like you're busy. Yeah. And then, this is going to be a weird night because it was so hot today, and I worked outside all day, and I tried my best to stay hydrated. Okay, guess we're not sitting down. Tried my best to stay hydrated, but I still, by the end of the day, my leg and feet were cramping, so that obviously means I'm dehydrated. And so I have a huge glass of water here that I'm trying to get down. And I just sat down. I was going to sit down and do this, and then like my leg instantly cramped when I sat down. So not going to be sitting down tonight, I don't think. At least as far as working on the display goes. Been raining all day. Oh yeah, you guys got like a tropical thing or something going on, don't you, Jax? Got the pond poured on the new display. Sweet. Have one beer and that will help, ironically. It might. I don't have any beer in the house, unfortunately, right now. I do... I have root beer. You don't know what's going on. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I don't remember either. I don't know. I haven't looked at the weather too closely here. I just know there were like tropical things going on around the country. I don't know. Alright, so let's see if I've just got anything usable out of this bunch so far. It's not that I need it right away. It's already put some ground cover down, as you guys will see here in a minute. Some little fallen foliage and etc., etc. I guess I really need to take the trees up and put some pins in to denote where the trees are. But I think on this section, I've only got 4 scraggly little trees, so I don't know if that's exactly necessary. You got stuff all over me. There we go. So I took out the bigger chunks, and now we're getting somewhere. Still got a lot of work to do. I mean, those are huge for 1/64 scale, ground cover. So I still got a little shredding to do here, but what's up, Jacob and Ducky? Mowed some. Pete today got rained out. Lots of pop-up showers. Yeah, that's kind of what. I guess that's kind of what was happening here this evening. Keep changing your mind. I had completely understand that sentiment with changing your mind. That's why there's definitely certain parts of my display that have not gotten the attention they should have, because I have kept changing my mind. I'm going to move you guys here just to see what that looks like. You can see the mess behind me there. Let's see. Let's if I can get you guys to see this closer. If I do something like this, maybe? I don't know. So this is the area that I'm going to be working on. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get you guys to see, at least a little better. Okay, I wasn't sure how you were mowing with a Pete, to be honest there, Landon, but I was just taking your word for it. So... The 8295R, nice. I thought that was a good time. So I'm just over here stirring away. Another thing I was debating, and I'll just throw it out there. So this road is supposed to be a county highway. Hello. This is supposed to be a county highway. And wow, I look really short in this chair. Ooh. Oh, anyway. Around here, all of the county highways but two do not have any road markings on them. So there's no striping, there's no paint. And I don't know why our county does that, but they do. Now, obviously the state highways do, but this is supposed to be a county highway, not a state road. So it's a little narrower than, like a big highway, but it's still reasonably wide and paved, obviously. So I've been debating on, do I stripe it or not? And I'm really leaning towards not, just because of the reasons I stated. Around here, that's actually doesn't happen too often on the county roads. So I don't know. So it's one of the things I was thinking about doing tonight, was trying to stripe this road. But I just kind of don't think I'm going to, and so I keep flip-flopping on it. I keep changing my mind on this road and what I'm supposed to do, which is why it's not done. I wouldn't stripe it. A lot of roads don't have. Okay, yeah. So I'm kind of getting that feeling that a lot of guys don't have stripes around. Okay, cool. That's good to know. So yeah, we won't stripe it. So that means a couple things. I can start weathering it, and I don't know. I'm not I've not done a weathered road before. Actually, my old display at my old house, some of you guys might remember it, I actually got a compliment one time on how the road looked because it had a lot of cracks and things in it. And I actually didn't do that on purpose. What that was is I laid, this because I put that road down when I was very young, I don't know, 12, 13, and I just left it all the years. And so when I would do something different on Dogtown or change Dogtown, I would just leave that road, and then everything else would kind of work around the road. So what I did was I put railroad track cork bed. If you've seen like scale model cork bed, I put that down, and then I put like Woodland Scenics black railroad ballast over it, and then I of course sprayed it. And that was before I knew the technique with the isopropyl alcohol that I talked about in the dirt video yesterday or 2 days ago now. So that road was super crusty on top, and then because it had the cork bed under it, it had some flex. So if you put any pressure on it, it would crack. But oddly enough, it cracked in a way that it looked good. It looked like it was supposed to be that way. And so anyway, it was kind of funny to get compliments on like, oh, your road looks great, because I didn't do it on purpose that way. So, and I would always tell people that. I didn't want people to think anything. Oh, good to hear, Bean. Yeah, so the mail is doing its thing again. And so packages are taking for freaking ever to get places. I actually just got something for my computer. I ordered some new RAM. Not that you guys care, but and I don't know. It was in transit a long time, so I don't know. I guess we're back to this the mails being picky again or being iffy again situation. Like, it seems like if anything's going north from me, that's where I seem to be having the troubles. Like, it seems like everything that goes south is fine. So I don't know. And I'm not complaining too much. The mail is pretty dang good, actually. And if you really think about it, it's kind of a miracle that you can send a package and it gets to where it's going anyway. So I don't know. Hey, Malachi, how's it going? Yeah, so sealed cracks are what I'm talking about. I think I just want to try a few, and if they don't work, and it is weathered now. What I did is I sanded it real lightly with some fine sandpaper, and then I did some dry brushing to make it look just to kind of give it so it wasn't like black. And I don't know. I was just experimenting. Like I said, some of this stuff, the road stuff in particular, I'm not that great at, or at least I don't have enough experience at it. This is literally the second paved road I've built in 30 years. So, yeah. So I was just trying to do the best I could with it. And anyway, I think for what I did, it turned out really good. I'm really happy with my edges. I'm really happy with my gravel on the side. I think that represents where I live very well, like a country road. And then, so I think I'll do some seal, and I might try that tonight. If it doesn't work, I can sand it. It's, repaint, not a big deal for the most part. So, or I could probably just paint over it now that I think about it. Not even have to sand. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to just try a few small ones just to see what it looks like, see how it turns out. And if it's terrible, that's the cool thing about this, is it's something like that's pretty easy to start over with. So, working on a 1980s Craftsman mower. Nice. That's awesome. Hey, Chris. How are you tonight? All right, I'm digging this. This is looking good. Let me just kind of show you where we're at. There's still some bigger pieces in there, but nothing terrible. Nothing completely out of place or that's gonna look bad. Gosh, is that the best angle, or do I want to go? I wish I had a table over here where I could shoot that way. That's something for me to work on. And I wonder. I'm not gonna fart with that. We have an ironing board. My wife was doing some ironing, and obviously, why else would you have an ironing board? Anyway, I'm wondering if I set that up, if it would. But I'm not gonna mess with that. I'll probably fumble around with it, and who knows. But I think a little bit later I'll show you guys my new service truck that I did. I think this thing is super cool. I was able to get a bunch of these dually drivers with like this whatever stake side bed on it, and of course it's taller when it comes from Greenlight. But I was able to get a bunch of these at a pretty reasonable price from Cameron Farmer and from B&B Farm Toys both. And I thought, like, these could be really cool service trucks if you just pull the stakes off. Well, then I thought, well, what if you kind of cut the stakes and you still keep them, but still make a service truck out of it? So that's what I did. We'll look at that a little bit closer later. I might even do like a solo video on that. So. Woke up with a gecko on your chest. Oh my gosh. Well, we know you're not in Illinois right now. Oh, that's great. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take a pinch of this stuff, and I'm going to sprinkle it up here along my bluff, kind of under my trees, or around my trees. And it's going to maybe bounce a little bit, but I'm just going to let it go where it goes. I think I've had this field in mind, and at first I was going to keep it like this kind of pristine grass look and maybe do like hay bales there, and I still may down the road. But then I thought, like, I was kind of looking around. We had a huge storm come through last Thursday, and like, so a lot of fields, especially like hay fields that are kind of in the hills and hollers of this area, they kind of had like brush and stuff in them after the storm. And so I was kind of thinking, like, oh, it might be just kind of cool to do that. I don't want to junk it up, obviously, but I kind of want it to be not this pristine thing. And that's, to some extent, that's a little bit of the kind of theme around here. And I think I've talked to this before. I see guys and they they have these perfect, like, their shops are perfect, not a drop of oil or a speck of dust and all that stuff. And I get that there are real shops like that, but most shops aren't like that. And so my shop is always a little messy on purpose over there on Dogtown. And I kind of want some of the roadsides and things to be a little more wild, maybe, than just, your average road that you would see on a model farm or a model railroad, where it's just like this pristine work of art, which is awesome, but I don't know, just, I also don't think that's me. You guys that know me, I'm a little bit scatterbrained. I'm kind of a little bit messy. You've seen my workbench. It's just the way my mind is. It's not a clear, straight path to anything. It's not like, okay, I'm only gonna do this, and then when it's done, I'll move on to this. It just, my mind doesn't work that way. I can't operate that way. So, I don't know. I just don't want my display to be like that sort of perfect, clean everything. So. All right, is the Big Bud 747 Titan LSW Edition tractor rare if it has the WB signature on the tractor in the box? Because I'm looking it up on eBay and I can't find any that has their signature on the tractor in the box. I honestly don't know the answer to that. I know those tractors aren't around everywhere. I have one with the Williams Brothers signature on it. But you could order those straight from the Williams Brothers website. I don't know if you still can, but when I ordered mine, I did, and I don't know that it cost me any extra to get that signature, and I just did it because I thought it was kind of neat. I've kind of met the Williams Brothers one time. They're just kind of fun talking to them. They're obviously tractor enthusiast and Big Bud enthusiast, and I'm like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to have their signature on that tractor. So anyway, I kind of feel like down the road, the signature version will probably be worth a little more than the non-signature version, but I doubt it's a huge difference. So I don't know. Oh yeah, I mean, the shop in our real shop has never been clean. Where do you get the trees? My wife makes those trees, actually. So they're actually kits from Scenic Express. They're called super trees, so you can put together your own. They're very simple. My wife kind of does some custom touches, if you will, and she also does some like pruning and things to shape them the way that she thinks they should be shaped. But there's tons of videos online on how to make super trees from Scenic Express, and I think it's just scenicexpress.com, I think, or it might be Scenery Express. I don't know. You'll find it. Just search for super trees or like super tree kits. Anyway, but yeah, my wife makes those. They're awesome. I love them. They're great. I need about 150 more from her one of these days, but she's super busy. So she's a school teacher. She's busy as heck right now. Oh, Lane, not much. You missed me grinding up some ground cover, which I basically just used some old leaves that fell off the tree that were good and dried out and dead. And then I just ground them up with a stick. And I've done a little sprinkling of that on the side here. And then I actually just got out some more of my ground cover. I'm going to try and see where I want to put it. And I don't think I'm going to permanently attach it tonight, but I might if it works out well. But what I'm trying to do is figure out this transition from gravel to grass, to the static grass. Looking back, I wished I would have used taller static grass here, and I can probably go in and blend some in, and I still may in the future, but right now, probably not, so. Yeah, Bean, I think you're probably onto something. Like, the big bud is weird right now. I don't know. It's always kind of weird. It's a four-wheel drive collectors obviously want them, but I think a lot of people have had their chance to get the 747. Now, obviously, the LSW version is something new, but I'm sure the crowd for that version is smaller than the crowd that wanted the original 747s when they came out. The two versions that they originally brought out. So, yeah, I don't know that those have sold, you know, by the thousands or anything like that. And I mean, I have no idea, but I suspect that there aren't as many of those around. And as far as like value in the future, who knows? Because the one thing with the Williams brothers is they do tend to re-release variations on that 747 to get their casting dollars worth or whatever, and I totally get that. But um, so I'm always kind of skeptical that any 747s are going to be particularly in 164 scale are going to be particularly valuable down the road. I mean, I think wherever they're at in now is probably a safe bet that they'll be there for a while. But who knows? The farm toy market is so weird right now. I just almost gave up just trying to predict values of things because everything's nuts right now. So the plan for the back right corner of Dogtown. So that's the $1 million question. So I'm trying to get the color of my stone of my wall and my waterfall correct. It's been really tricky. I'm closer now than I was at having it how I want it to look, but I'm not there yet. But the idea back there, so one, yeah, there's a waterfall, and I'm kind of modeling an area that's not very well known around here, at least for the waterfall and the rock outcropping. And so that it's kind of like real, but also my own little thing. And I've always just kind of wanted a waterfall on my display. And then the barn area, my wife scratch built me a barn. It looks awesome. It's rustic and kind of beaten down. That area, I want to have it as like like an overgrown farmstead that really isn't used anymore. So the idea is, the barn's going to have weeds up at the side of it, and maybe like a tree coming out of one of the cracks in it or something like that. There'll be maybe some old tractors or an old truck or something sitting off in the bushes with overgrown, just things like that. That I just kind of want it to be kind of this abandoned area to some extent. So. Yeah, that's basically being that's kind of the what I've been doing is is just trying to get my grays correct. Now, like this wall right here, I like for the most part, and so that's why I'm actually kind of finishing this out. Like I think it's okay, like it works for me. But that's so far the only rock I've successfully made that I like. So. Do I have an Oliver 535 Combine 64 scale? I do not. That would be sweet. A slow fade. Yeah, I like that idea. I tried, I don't know how well that's showing up. You can kind of see it pretty decent through here. I tried to thin the gravel out as I went over into the dirt and mud. Yeah, I like that idea, Malachi, of having something that's just, you know, used rarely or occasionally. Like I was even thinking about maybe just putting like a eight bottom plow or something like that in there because we don't plow much anymore, if ever. I don't know when the last time we had our plow out was. Actually, it's been a long time. So, in case you guys are wondering, this is pull apart static grass. Um, you can get it at all your local hobby stores and stuff. The great thing about this is you can kind of shape it to how you want. And so that's why I'm doing it here. I'm just kind of testing it. I don't like that already. It's too puffy. So I can just almost tell that that's not going to be there in the long term. I don't know. We'll see. It may grow on me because I've done things like that before where it's like, I hate that. But then, well, actually, as I say that, I'm kind of making it work a little better for me. Get it kind of pushed down. Of course, I'll glue it down. When I decide it's permanent, if I decide it's permanent, I'll glue it down. But I don't know. What do you guys? I don't know if you can see that too well. I don't know. I kind of like it. I'm looking in the monitor, so I got the chat up over here on the laptop, and from monitor distance, from camera distance, it looks pretty good. Maybe. What do you guys think? You're not gonna hurt my feelings if you think it's awful. Oh, Dalton has some of those Olivers. Cool. Put like a DMI ripper in there. I happen to have a DMI or two, thanks to Landon, so I could do that. Tool gravity wagons. I was wondering about even like kind of there's going to be a forest going up the hill behind it, and I was just wondering about right up against that hill, just having several older pieces of equipment there. Still plow with a chisel or mobile. Yeah, we still plow with a chisel plow. Um, we still do that. There's a lot of disc ripping around here still. Um, it's just we don't use like a mold board plow anymore. That's what I was getting at, I guess. Rome offset disc. Yeah, I wonder where I could get one of those. Hmm. I actually, this is kind of funny, related to Jay. So I'm printing something for Jay. It's always awesome to see what he's working on because he does the coolest stuff, as far as construction stuff goes, and he's a 4-wheel drive guy, I think, like myself. So, um, so I actually timed this live when the printer was done, silent. So it's going to be silent before I started a new print, just so we didn't have the printer humming as I was going live. So, does anyone know who would build a 1086 with a loader? Hmm, good question. If there's a rare casting, would it be worth it to make a mold and recast it with resin, especially if you're going to cut it up and such so that you aren't destroying more rare castings? That's a really great that's a really great question, Jax. So probably, honestly, yeah. Back before the 3D printing days, I did that with a couple pieces. I found now, like literally John Deere or literally Ertl brought one out like 2 months after I did it. I found an old, I believe it was a Gunning or it could have been a Baker 8010, and I wanted a couple for a project I was working on. Um, and anyway, I just couldn't find anymore. So I actually ended up making a couple resin castings of those. I actually still have those in a drawer somewhere. I mean, I actually finished them out and they looked great. I still have those somewhere. But oh, I know they're at my office on in my four wheel drive cabinet. But so that was a situation where I did that. I used Alumilites. Smooth On is great too. I don't know if you know done much resin casting, but yeah, they're great. Is 3D printing hard? So um, it's a steep learning curve. I mean, I really, I do think that's safe to say. It's a steep learning curve. Um, I think, if you're young right now and you're interested in it, I think just dive in because I think you can probably pick it up quicker now than you would, when you're older. For several reasons. One, I just think you learn things quicker when you're younger. But two, time becomes a major issue as you get older to learn new things. So I taught myself 3D printing, um, and I will say it took a year before I was happy with the design and the printed outcome, and then I will say it easily took 3 or 4 more years before I was confident enough to do it for someone else, which I rarely do because I don't have time. And then, again, probably another year or so after that before I was like, I could sell some of these. People don't won't think they're terrible. So yeah, I don't know. I think 3D printing and 3D design. Um, it's not like plug and play, simple, super easy to do, but it's rewarding, and I think it's worth learning, especially if you're young, because that sort of thing is the way of the future. So I mean, it just is. Um, I'm just cleaning up a little bit of this grass here, in case you're wondering. I lost some of my tracks when I the last time I put down some static grass here. I was really hoping, like I said, I ordered a few more packages of this pull apart static grass. I was really hoping it was going to be here because I wanted to do a couple things in this area, but I think I'm just going to continue around this little loop here, and you guys can get a better idea of what this is going to look like by doing that. You can let me know if you think it's good or sucks. So, you know what? That's an awesome point, Jay. Tinkercad makes it so much easier, and I think yeah, if I were learning today, I would 100% dive into Tinkercad. And you're right. Yeah, that program is super intuitive, and that's a really great point. And I kind of keep forgetting about it. I need to remember that because when people ask me, I should definitely tell them like, hey, go check out Tinkercad. Yeah, because so I learned on SketchUp, which is not made for 3D printing. It's a little bit better now. They've kind of added some things in it to make it more 3D printing, capable or whatever, sort of. But that's what I learned on, and then I switched to Fusion 360, which is like full on, like pro type, stuff. Um, and again, I started when I was probably 32 or 33, and I'm 40 now, so um, it was a learning curve for me. But yeah, absolutely pick up Tinkercad and go to work. I think yeah, Landon, you absolutely can crank out good designs for sure. I've seen your work; it's good stuff. Being also awesome stuff. So yeah. How much did my printer cost? I mean, I have I have four. Um, One was 200 ish. One was 500 ish. I know another one was 500. That my first one was 500, which I don't even use it anymore because it just does not. it just doesn't hold a candle to the newer ones that I've got. And then my big one is like 2,000 or so, roughly. Where could I find some nice looking 164 scale machine sheds? So yeah, I think there are several on eBay. You might check there. I believe Matson's Miniatures has some listed on their website. Um, Help me out, guys. I know there's somebody else out there. And I mean, Nate with Nate's Farm Toys building Vine, but I'm not sure he's building too much anymore. As far as for other people, I think he's kind of in his own projects right now. So, um, yeah. Can you build an Oliver 1650 wide front Oliver cab? Truck loader, two-wheel drive, 164 scale, thanks, and loaded up as well, thanks. 1650. I'd have to look into that, but it's definitely sounds doable. Matson's is yeah, you're right. Matson's is temporarily closed. They've got a medical emergency. That's right. So Matson's would be out for right now anyway. Yeah, you're right, Jax. That's yeah. It's yeah. When you start adding it up, it's like, oh, this is awkward. Okay, Daltons do have the Matsons ones. Okay, that's good to know. I have Bean. I have printed the eight bottom, and it is cleaned and primed. So maybe we'll have a nice looking John Deere eight bottom plow later this weekend. Let's hope it'll be cool. It's gonna be great. I'm excited. I've wanted a nice looking eight bottom forever, and finally got myself one thanks to Mr. Bean there. I'm okay. I'm kind of okay with this. I kind of like this, and I kind of not. I'm gonna leave this stuff out for like a few days, not tack it down, and just see if I end up going with it in the long run. I think right now I'm kind of digging it, but we'll see. It's what's bothering me is so now this looks like I kind of want it to look like, and then this still looks pretty manicured, which I maybe don't want right now. So what printer would I suggest to start with? Oh, that's such a tough question. So for me, I mean, I do resin printing now. Um, like I just kind of feel like that's where it's at as far as making farm toys, but it's way trickier than like an extruder printer. I'm trying to. Why am I blank on the name of that process right now? Gosh, I don't know. Hey guys, what are you printing with? Like I know Landon and some other guys have some great printers, so that are like reasonably, inexpensive and not like full on difficult to use. So maybe their suggestions might carry a little more weight. Elegoo Mars Pro J, yeah, good call. Filament printer, gosh, that's it. Ender 3, there you go. Yeah. So there's some great suggestions for you to start. Just did duels on the AC 7060. Very nice. Love those tractors. What's up, Kyle? By the way, I didn't mean to you know, snub you there. I just was blabbing and how's it going? Hope everything's going good up there in the northern part of this great state that we live in. So I'm thinking of moving the camera one more time and I'm trying to figure out where to put it because I'm gonna maybe try to work in here and see if I can do some cracks in the pavement. But I think where you guys are at, that's gonna be difficult for you to see. Let's just whoa! I just hooked my barn. It wasn't good. Okay, how's that look? Oh yeah, we got a big mess back here. So we were trying to get this cleaned up so that Dogtown Ag can be ready to roll. We ran into a tiny hiccup with our new laundry room we're working on. we'll have it solved pretty quick though, and then Dogtown Ag will be off to the races. I think I'm going to turn you because I think you can see, and then I'm going to try to lower you, and maybe you can see where I'll work up in here a little bit. So I'm going to grab a drink real quick. Oh yeah, I do believe Josh at the 64 store does have some sheds. Ooh, Kyle has a chain link fence too. Very nice. Yeah, easy. Good call, Kyle. Easier to get the detail on resin, way harder to troubleshoot and get it printing the way you want it to print. And I mean, it can be monstrously frustrating. Trust me on that. All right, gotta prime my pin here. Perfect, primed. So this is just, we are just completely winging this right here, guys. 100% making this up as we go. Drawing in little patch cracks. So I like it so far. Just putting one down. You guys can, I don't know if you guys can see that very well or not. It doesn't show up too well on the camera. It's right here if you're wondering. I like it so far. It's a little dark, and so I may have to kind of come back through and weather that a little bit or something to get it right. Congrats on hitting 7,000. Thank you. Appreciate that. How did I make the road? Great. Yeah, so Evan does do custom sheds, and he makes awesome custom sheds. Wow. Speech is hard. And yeah, that's a good call. And but yeah, he's a busy dude. Yeah, Vinny, absolutely. You betcha. Need a pup trailer? Eric at Rockin' H probably can hook you up there. He's got several, I believe. Yep, there are some tile plows back there. Those are from Taylor Foster. So you might check him out if you need some of those. They're incredible. We do have some of his product with us, but I don't put them on the website. I just take them to shows because they are big time attention getters. So green and yellow John Deere 90 skid steer. That's sweet. So I'm trying to think, I'm just trying to picture, an old blacktop road that's been patched and what that's going to look like. Like, where are the cracks? Oftentimes down the middle, and then especially where the sprayers travel on the side are usually terrible. Oh, somebody, Empty Pocket Rebuilds. Good, yeah, good call. That's Taylor Foster's place. Yep, amazing. Taylor's a great dude. Absolutely. Someone did say skid steer. Oh, someone asked how I made the road. Sorry, that's what I was going to get back to. So, Woodland Scenics has a kit for it, and it's pretty straightforward and easy to use. So I just recommend you go straight to them. Basically, they give you some tape that you lay down that's like, I don't know, an 1/8 inch thick, maybe 1/4 inch thick, and that's how you get your boundary. Obviously, you measure so that you got a nice even road, and then you just mix up their road stuff and pour it in, and then they have a squeegee, and you level it off, and then if you have any high spots, you can come back through and sand those. Super easy to do. Oh, wrecked a brand new rim. That's awful. Ugh. Yeah, that stings. Do I have any logging equipment in 64 scale? No, not yet, but I definitely want to in the future. I think loggers are pretty cool. Those like big logging outfits that you see, and I'm just gonna make a couple little cracks. I'll move the camera down so you guys can see, and after I get a couple of these done, and just let me know what you think. Those are almost like too close together, though. I mean, I get for patching, Although this is kind of funny. There's a town near me um, that just did some patchwork on like the main street through their town, and I swear I have never seen so much patch in my entire life. There's more patch than road there. It's crazy. Ooh, $180. Yikes. Yeah, that's pricey. Wish we lived where I had a bunch of farm shows. Closest one's in February. Yeah, I hear you. We got to travel quite a ways to most of our farm shows, which kind of, yeah, super frustrating. So one thing I'm noticing as this paint pen is drying, I'm just using an acrylic painter black extra fine tip pen thingy. I'm noticing as this is drying though, it is lightening up. It's not like that super bold dark. So I'm digging that a whole bunch. I swear there's a road by your house that's all pat. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that's like I was saying. That's kind of the way it is here. This one town is just crazy. I've never seen so much patch. Are there any farm shows in Illinois in 21 and 22? Farm shows or farm toy shows? Farm Progress Show is 2 weeks from now, right? Half Century Progress is tomorrow, maybe this weekend. It's like right away. Okay, farm toy shows. So yeah, so here is what I know about farm toys shows in Illinois. Bloomington, Thanksgiving weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Bloomington, Illinois, at the Holiday Inn across from the airport. Great show. Not a huge show, but a great show. Be a lot of dealers there, all sorts of variety. That's what's awesome about that show. You get a really great variety. The hotel's nice, so it's just great show to go to if you can get there. Um, Quincy, Illinois FFA show is in September, the middle of September, and you'll hear more about that on this channel because we're setting up at that. We're setting up at Bloomington as well, and it'll be. So I'll be talking about it a lot. It's a nice show, small show, just in a gym. Nothing huge, but nice little show for sure. Start school tomorrow. That's awful. Ugh. Uh, anyway, um, let's see. Let me think. Metropolis, Illinois. Obviously, that was earlier this summer. Quincy, Illinois has their winter show, which is in February, like the third week of February, third weekend of February. Great show. One of my all-time favorite shows for sure. And then let's see, Sublet. When is Sublet, guys? That's springtime, right? That's a really good show. Uh, yes, Champagne show is usually right after New Year's. That's yes, correct. Um, let's see. Effingham has two shows, right? They have a summer show, which was a few weeks ago, and then they have I think a show right around Christmas, right? If I remember correctly. So, anyway, there are a lot of shows in Illinois. We're fortunate as far as that goes. So. November, yeah, it's like holiday season is when that Effingham show is, yeah. And then of course the Timewell show, which we were just at a few weeks ago. Well, I guess it's been oh my gosh, it's almost been 2 months ago. Ooh, time flies when you're having fun, and that's an awesome show. It's just a small gym show, but great show. They got a lot of cool antique tractors. It's one of my all time favorite shows too. So Deep South or Texas, I just don't know. I don't get that far down there. I'm sure there are. But I just, that's just not my neck of the woods, unfortunately. Really like your bridges. The detail on them is insane. Start Monday. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's one thing about being an adult. You don't have to worry about starting school. Unless you're a school teacher, then you got to worry about starting school. But uh, the rest of us, well, fortunately, that's not a problem. Oh, I gotta reload the pen. Boy, it doesn't like There it goes. It doesn't like writing on this this stuff so much for some reason. That's weird. Like I was doing great, and now maybe I don't know. Maybe it dried on the tip. Possible too. And just like that, it's decided to not work. Oh, now it's working again. Well, I actually kind of like that effect a little bit of it skipping. I need to make some this way too. I've seen guys, and I don't know how I feel about it. I may try one. I've seen guys do like rectangular patches, and I get it. I mean, there's if you're gonna patch a whole section, that definitely does that. So, yeah, Derek, it seems like Justin Displays does get down there. Yeah, Paxton, Illinois. That sounds right. Yeah, they have a wintertime show. That does sound right. Yeah, I did this chemical flat. It's not done yet, but yeah, I did. I did that trailer myself. I took one of these DCP flatbeds and I cut it down smaller. That's actually what's going to happen to this one too. I'm just going to do one of these little square patches here. Let's just see what that looks like. I know you can't see this worth a darn on the computer, which is there on the screen, which kind of stinks, but or at least I can't on the screen I'm looking at. Should probably have just masked this off and painted it with a regular paintbrush. It would have been way quicker. But we're just experimenting and having fun. If I don't like this, I'll just paint right back over it with my pavement colored paint and be done with it. So it's pretty easy. Oh, I for sure will add some power poles and telephone poles. That is very much on the list to do. I just got to get the roadside detail done first because I don't want to be like going up under power lines or around poles and then knocking them over, which I will inevitably do. So yeah. But for sure, I will do some power poles. I'm gonna do another one down in this corner. Oh, that showed up though, right? We'll see when that dries, and hopefully it looks. Boy, that sticks out like a sore thumb here on the display. But I think when it dries, it will not as much because I noticed these don't. So, but wow, yeah, that really sticks out. Holy cow! Trying to dry it there with my hand is what I was doing. In case you're wondering what the heck I'm up to. I'm gonna do another one down here. Right along the side, because what happens on our county roads is the big sprayers come through and they're sort of right on the edge of this road. They're like their tires running right here, and what it does is just tears the roads up all the heck, which is unfortunate. But it's a cost of having ag business in your area, so I guess we'd rather have the jobs than have the perfect roads, which I totally get. Anyway, I'm gonna see how this works out. Yeah, that's fading a little bit up there. That first patch I did, it's looking better. Although I'm wondering if I should find something a little darker just to do like a bold outline on it. Like as it fades, it's looking a little I don't know, not as defined is the word I'm looking for, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. So I've been debating, speaking of telephone poles and all that stuff, so I'm glad that was brought up. I've been debating on if I should scratch build some out of like dowel, maybe dowel rods, basswood, balsa wood, something like that, or if I should 3D print some. Seems like a waste to 3D print those when you could easily build them out of dowel. But I don't know. It's just been what I've been debating in my head on those. Have you ever seen a motorcycle drive under a sprayer? I saw a video of one doing it once. Usually the last weekend of June, but it's a cross between a train and farm toy show. Yeah, that is true. I believe that show's the same weekend as the Timewell show, if I remember correctly. So I don't really have any roadwork equipment. I did buy some construction equipment. I bought a steamroller, which I guess I could, or a roller. I guess that's not a steamroller anymore. It's a roller. And a loader and things like that. I guess I could put the roller out, rolling down these patches. Hobby Lobby has some nice poles. I will have to look there and check that out. Yeah, so this is that's fading. It's looking a little better. Dowel rods as well. Okay, yeah. Yeah, once I get this road corridor situated, I'm definitely gonna run some poles. Um, that's why I'm working on it. I kind of want to get something checked off the list on this display. I've got to build one more bridge in the back, and then I can pour the rest of my water for the stream and static grass and all that sort of thing. So, would you ever start your own show? Yeah. um, I've definitely thought about it. I've definitely thought about it. We looked into, there's a town close to us called Jacksonville, Illinois, and so my wife and I decided to look at hotels there to see if we could possibly have one there. But none of the hotels there have any ballroom space, which is super disappointing. The location would be great because it's right off Interstate 72. There's lots of food nearby. Jacksonville's a decent town, so it's not like people are worried about getting their stuff stolen or anything like that. But like I said, no ballroom space. So then that just leaves, like, do you do like a 1 day show in a community center or a gym somewhere? And I just don't know. Yeah, I just don't know about that yet. I'm definitely not ruling out ever having our own show, though. I think it could be interesting. And then we also, like, this is kind of silly, but we have a mini farm toy show at my office. We have this thing called Fall Pickins every October, and it's basically like a county-wide like yard sale type thing, I guess is the best way to put it. And so last year, myself and a buddy, we set up, like, I don't know, 10, 15 tables of farm toys and just sold farm toys there. I didn't sell squat, but he sold well. But it was fun. That's all I cared about. I got to talk to a lot of people, and it's one of those things where every farm toy show you go to is a different crowd, and it was one of those, like, I realized that crowd was not going to buy my custom stuff. So when we do it this year, I'll kind of reconfigure what I bring, and I think I'll do great. So 5 minutes left. Yeah, it's getting to be that time, guys. Do you leave past displays put together, or do you take apart? Unfortunately, I don't have room to keep them up. Maybe someday. I mean, that's the dream, right? But as of now, unfortunately, no. Can we get 1/16 how-to custom videos? Yeah, I'd be glad to do some of that. I do have a couple 16th projects coming on, so maybe, for sure. What about working with your local FFA chapter to see if you could use the school's gym and cafeteria? Great idea. That's a fantastic idea. We may need to look into that. That'd be wonderful. Farmers market would be cool for sure to set up at. Yeah, Jax, I saw where you're itching to work on your display now. So I love 1/16 too. There, Timothy. It's just it's a time constraint. Actually, is what it is. I can kind of only pick one scale to really work on at a time. So Um, but yeah, I definitely have some 16 scale projects in the works, and yeah, it'd be fun to do some how-to videos on though. The display is set in Illinois, right? If so, a state patrol may be necessary. Awesome suggestion, Cam. I think you. I agree 100%. That I need to. I may have to get a cop car and then make like an Illinois State Police decal for the side of it or something. That's a fantastic idea. I really like making mini displays, but I want to now if it's a good idea to start selling them. I sure. I mean, some people would probably, like that. I don't know for sure. I've never tried to sell a display, but I think it's a cool idea. Yeah, that's a good call, Lane. That's definitely for sure. First day of seventh grade tomorrow, staying up late because I want to watch this. All right. Appreciate that. I hope you have a great first day tomorrow. Yeah, that's a good call there, Lonnie. That might be the ticket for that. Hello, Levi. Yeah, that might be dowels for the main pole, and then maybe 3D print those detail parts. I think that's a pretty good suggestion there. Going into the eighth grade, cool. I hope all you guys have great years at school this year. Um, I always enjoyed school. I was one of those kids. But you know what I think? What I think I liked most about school was I was an only child, so I got to see my friends at school. I think that's what I liked about it the most. JJ's going into the seventh. All right, yeah, you guys are all coming of age. That's awesome. Start football in 2 days. So there goes your farm to a time. Yeah, I understand, but football is fun. You'll have a great time, I bet. Gonna be a freshman and you're 14. Cool. Craftsman mower is done. Nice. Would you ever consider having something like a tractor supply on a model farm? I think that's a really interesting idea, actually. Um, Gosh, I bet if that would be a really cool display contest display for like St. Louis or national. So do the building, the main building, deck it out, and then in the yard have like the pallets of stuff, have hog feeders, all the like miscellaneous stuff, have some lawnmowers. That's a really cool idea. That's a really neat idea. Yeah, high school football is it. I played high school football for a while. For well, most of my high school until I got injured. I destroyed a knee, the growth plate in my knee. I got chop blocked, and I broke both of the growth plates in my right knee when I got chop blocked, and I couldn't walk for I don't know a very long time, and so I ended up that happened the last week of the season, but then I ended up missing the entire next season because of it. But yeah, I mean, don't let that injury deter anybody. Go out and have a good time. I'm in the band, but no sports. But I'm also in the Boy Scouts. Awesome. I was in band as well, my friend. I played trumpet. Always enjoyed that as well. Um, Music is a huge part of my life. If I'm not live, if I'm not making a video and I'm working on toys, I've always either got farm toys on YouTube going or I've got music going. So, and then when I'm at work, I am basically listening to music all the time. So, um, yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, band is cool. I always enjoyed band. I thought I had a blast. And I really had a good time playing trumpet, going to, well, you do like parades and concerts, things like that. That was always fun. I always loved playing at basketball games. I think that was my favorite thing to do, like pep band. Yeah, Boy Scouts is something I did not do and I wish I did. That is one of the things that I really wish I could have gotten into growing up. So, good artist. That's awesome. Played drums and still do occasionally. Cool. I play bass guitar now. I don't know how I transitioned from that. When I got to college, I always wanted to play bass guitar. It's just when I was a kid, we never really had the means to do it. So when I got to college and finally had just a little bit of extra money from working and stuff, I actually got myself a bass guitar, and I still play to this day. So I'm not great, but I have fun. All right, guys. Well, also play guitar and keyboard. Nice. See, we're a multi-talented group here, guys. Anyway, this is great, guys. Really enjoyed talking with y'all tonight. Uh, I'll do another live next week, and I'm gonna work more on Dogtown. I don't know for sure what yet. Depends on what supplies I ordered show up, but for sure gonna work on Dogtown again next week. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching me work on Dogtown. I hope it wasn't boring for you guys. So anyway, um, okay, Jax, what's your news, real quick? And then I gotta go, or maybe I gotta go. I don't know. Go 116th Tracker Project. Nice. Maybe red. Okay. Well, now I'm intrigued. So, all right, guys. Catch y'all later. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Really enjoy it. So, have a great night and happy tractor hunting.